Arctic Council. But if they try and claim drilling rights or lay claim to any of the new waters opening up due to the melting of the polar ice cap...
And we'll be mad because they beat us to the punch?
Basically.
We need to send a cable to the Foreign Ministry cautioning the Chinese Arctic and Antarctic.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's draft it. So when did you lose the lumberjack look? Is that new baby or neo-hipster?
Little both.
Welcome back.
In some positive news, I just got inside word from the Hill. Looks like our disaster relief bill for Nepal is going to pass tomorrow.
Awesome!
Good.
Wow. Hey, who caved?
Senator Fenworth seems to have been persuaded.
We don't persuade, we inform.
Fenworth. Isn't he the Tin Man that voted against subsidized school lunches?
Apparently, he was quite moved by his visitation with the Royal Kumari of Nepal.
So seeing all the devastated villages didn't do it, but 5 minutes with a 12-year-old goddess convinced
A 12-year-old goddess who does not speak.
Oh, the Kumari is mute only when she's in full ceremonial dress, and she's inhabited by the goddess Teleju. Nobody else reads the briefs?
Ma'am, you should probably leave for the NSC meeting.
Right, they keep starting without me.
You've got a press meet and greet with the Kumari after the vote tomorrow.
I'll be sure to thank her for charming Congress out of its compassion fatigue, all without saying a word. Sure, there's a few cabinet members who believe I could learn a thing or two from her.
So really, cybersecurity is just the tip of the iceberg.
Pretty big tip.
Let's catch Elizabeth up. Craig has come up with a new defense initiative. Go ahead and lay it out.
Of course. Now, when my grandfather went to the Philippines at the beginning of World War II, he was armed with a rifle that was designed in 1904. The next years saw a transformation of U.S. defense that changed the shape of geopolitics forever. And we pretty much haven't touched it since then. So while we're still spending billions on aircraft carriers and submarines, we're getting cut off at the knees by a backroom criminal with some malware in a laptop.
Or a weather station in the Antarctic.
That research station was approved by the Arctic Council. How are we seeing it as an act of aggression?
Exactly. It's under the radar. It's cheap. And for the cost of one weather station, China gets complete access to our satellite communications and quite possibly shares them with our adversaries on the Arctic Council, who, as you pointed out, didn't exactly protest this thing in the first place.
So we're thinking China and Russia are working together?
To undermine our global security interests? Does that seem so impossible to you?
Look, I get shifting our focus to cyber offense after what happened with Air Force One. But battlefield robotics, laser weapon systems, what about the impact that this is going to have on diplomatic relations?
Well, to that, I would
Reagan
say,
put all that into effect.
Madam Secretary,
Star Wars.
you've had your turn. And you see where that led us.
This is a done deal, Bess. Figure out a way to make it work.
Looking at our budgetary goals, this is a three-phase process. First and foremost,
Military transformation. So that's our new foreign policy?
It's that damn Air Force One attack.
I realize this is a shift in focus, but it's long overdue. I mean, NASA got a total overhaul, what, 20 years ago? Meanwhile, defense is lumbering along with World War II era technology while we're being hammered by cyber attacks.
So when you say shift in focus, what does that mean for state?
Reprioritizing the budget. Some programs will be affected.
How long are we
I can't speak to that.
Let me understand this. Initiatives that actually build peace and stability, like trade agreements, supporting education and economic growth, building partnerships and alliances. We're just going to push some of that aside so we can focus on spying on everyone better?
There could be an upside. We'll have less oversight.
Exactly. Think of this as an opportunity. You know, we can be creative, fly under the radar, lay groundwork for when things swing back in our direction.
Yeah, until we're all fired for being redundant.
I get that this is frustrating, okay? But this is what's happening, so we all need to get on board, read the proposal, and come up with some ideas and solutions. Thank you.
We'll reconvene after lunch. I'm guessing this is Sterling's work, ma'am?
You know that he thinks that the Chinese research station is a collusion with Russia to intercept our satellite communications? You think it's a possibility?
Well, put it this way. I read that one of the projects at the research station is to extract an ice core that's just a little longer than the one extracted by the U.S.
Always comes down to who's got the longer core, doesn't it?
I also think we've done our share of spying on other neighbors. You'll find a way to be heard.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Madam Secretary.
Ah, the Tablet of Doom. Better make it quick while we still have a budget.
It's actually somewhat personal. Excuse me. One of my contacts at the Chronicle just forwarded a query that's going around. It seems to be from someone in possession of...
Spit it out, Daisy.
Someone who's trying to sell photos of your daughter and the president's son being intimate.
What?
They included one photo as proof, but once the seller gets paid, they're promising more.
More than this?
Everything.
Everyone who got this query, I want a full list. Does Russell Jackson know yet?
I literally just found out 2 minutes ago.
I want us in front of it with him. Come on, Henry, pick up. We can kill this, right?
We're gonna do everything we can, obviously, but the teaser photo already out there.
Teaser photo? Like an ad campaign?
Ma'am, Russell Jackson wants to see you in his office. He says it's extremely urgent.
So much for getting in front of it.
We contacted every outlet that got the query. They make the purchase, they'll feel the full force of the executive branch.
But isn't Harrison enough of a public figure that they can claim fair use?
Not if I have anything to do with it. Half an hour ago, I thought Maria Ostroff was the only thing that could hijack the news cycle, run down our poll numbers.
Thinking this is another hack like Air Force One?
This wasn't a hack. The president's son lost his phone last week. Didn't bother to tell anybody.
Didn't it have a password, or?
Apparently, he thought they were inconvenient. We need to move forward. I need you to talk to Stevie, find out what else we're looking at. God forbid this video.
And you're going to talk to Harrison, too, right? Just so we're clear on who did what.
Only give a damn who did what. Yes, we're talking to Harrison, the heroin addict. We need to corroborate so we can contain the blast. Give me a report.